Alright. My name is Lauren Burnett, and one of my hobbies is playing basketball. Here are a few ways they can relate to the economy and other factors that have to do with the economy and its overall production. Alright, so for one, you can look at the team as a whole, as the economy, their overall efficiency, whether how they're doing in tournaments, whoever they're playing for, their history, their record, their number of championships, I guess just accolades that come with basketball and a team. Then comes in scarcity. So you can relate scarcity to a few factors in basketball. One of them being, your available players. Maybe a team only has 6 players to play on their team. That's pretty troublesome because anything can happen. A player can get injured. A player could foul out, meaning if a player gets more than 5 fouls, they cannot play anymore. It's just a given. They fouled out. That's what it's called. That's the phrase. Also, when you're playing for a school, eligibility comes into factor. So, that can make it pretty scarce for, the team overall, and them just having multiple strings that they can bring into the game. And the health. Also, health is another reason why a player may not be able to play if they get injured. Time has a lot to do with scarcity in basketball because there's 4 quarters in the game, and each quarter has a designated time. When the clock runs out, the clock runs out. There's 30 seconds in each possession. If you use up all your 30 seconds and you didn't get a shot, you lost that opportunity. That's how opportunity costs can come into play as well in basketball, but let's focus on scarcity. That's how time can become very scarce in basketball. Because if you have all the time in the world, you could come back. You got time to come back and win the game, but time can cause you to lose a game as well. So, what's next? Fouls. Okay, fouls. Most people look at fouls as a negative aspect of the game, and for the most part, it is. But a coach loves a player with no fouls, little to no fouls, because in a game-type situation, when it's super close, maybe a team is down by 5 or less, and it's maybe a minute and a half left. A coach wants, of course, they want somebody that can score because we need the bucket. That's how you win the game. But he also wants players in there that can foul because fouls slow up the game. You send them to the free throw line, it kills the momentum of the game. You know what I'm saying? If you're a player and you use 4 fouls, he's not going to need you in that much. You only have 1 foul to give. So that's how scarcity could come into play with fouls. Resources can be all the players on the team. You can have, each player is different. Each player is totally different. You can have a great defensive player, a great offensive player. You can have a great shooter. You can just have a coach on the floor. So it's a lot of different types of players. So the coach has a lot of resources, and that's the coach's job to best use those resources to come out with the victory. Plays can also be a big resource to a coach. Plays do a lot to the game. You're supposed to outsmart the other team and just get the easiest bucket that they're not gonna think of. If they thought about it, then they could stop it if they can predict it. So that's a good resource. High percentage shots. High percentage shots are shots like layups because they're super easy. Floaters, shots that's inside the paint. Pretty much to me, any shot that's not too close to the perimeter because it's pretty easy to make, especially layups. So my coach, he used to stick us about having high percentage shots, not to really showboat unless it was time to. If it was a close game, he'll take us out of the game if we would just throw up a 3, especially if we wasn't known for shooting 3s, instead of going in there and getting a layup, an easy layup, or even a foul, because that's easy. Like I said, that's killing the momentum, and you're sitting there, you have time to gather your shot, and you could possibly get those points. So with high percentage shots, I guess the opposite of that, not the opposite maybe. Well, yeah, going against it and doing low percentage shots, you're you're getting some bad opportunity costs. You're losing the whole possession, which is those 30 seconds you are allowed the ball to get a point by taking a low percentage shot and, missing it. Your record, you can look at your record somewhat like a GDP. A record typically is all the time it's the wins and it's the losses. So if a team is like 10-3, they have 10 wins and they have 3 losses. So that's a pretty good record, 10-3. Your losses is under double digits. Typically, when your losses are under double digits and your wins are over, it's a good record. So you're having more input than output. Input being, I guess, the wins, and output being the losses. We also have some capital resources in basketball, being maybe your gym shoes. Certain shoes for certain players and their health is very critical. Like typically, my team, we try to have like high top shoes. High tops protect your ankles. Low tops, they can't. Well, they don't really, but they make your ankle more prone to injuries and stuff like that. Jerseys, for sure. Gym floors are important because if a gym is old, messed up, you're not going to get your best production and performance out of those players. So that concludes how my hobby relates to economics.